What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and we just received confirmation from Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer that an agreement has been reached. Stimulus is done for additional vaccinations and therapeutics to help battle the pandemic. Now, Congress is going to be turning their attention towards other agenda items, including a revised Build Back Better bill, and we're hearing gas stimulus checks, which is currently on the table, is going to be pushed forward here very soon as well. Now, this is your stimulus package update, Build Back Better update, and stimulus check update. And take a look at some of the headlines coming out. Senators reach a $10 billion deal on pandemic funding. Schumer blames the GOP, though, for a lack of global funding in the pandemic bill, saying we're leaving ourselves at serious risk, as they've taken out portions to send out money to help out other countries. As we're going to be hearing, I've got the video footage for you. Variants that we've dealt with here in the United States have started in other parts. And he said, unless there's a global effort to take care of this, as other countries are dealing with this, it's going to hit the United States. And they're saying that there's going to be new rounds of stimulus funding coming to help battle the pandemic. And also, we're hearing about other direct assistance as well. Now, also, we heard that Joe Manchin's brand is not helping the Democrats. However, there is a Republican who might. And there you can see Senator Mitt Romney, who helped negotiate a deal on this $10 billion stimulus bill. Now, Democrats, they are also now, as I mentioned, plotting a spring sprint for party line spending deal with Joe Manchin. They're going to be reviving the Build Back Better bill to send that out, and we're hearing that they're willing to agree with him on whatever they can to just get it done. As this is a midterm election year, and they've got to prove to voters that while they're in power, they're going to get things done and that they should stay in power. Now, we will see. I'll keep you up to date, but we're hearing by Memorial Day, they have got to get something done. And you guys, we're also hearing coming up here very soon on the negotiating table, under consideration right now by the White House, is the Gas Rebate Act of 2022. And take a look, you guys. Here's who can expect to receive a proposed $100 monthly gas stimulus payment. That would be $100 per month to every eligible driver, based on the same income eligibility requirements as the third stimulus check. So a lot coming up. And I have the video footage for you, the confirmation from Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer on the Senate floor today, as he's saying a deal has been reached. So you guys, I'm going to share with you the video footage. We're going to dive right in, get you caught up on the latest. But before we do, also wanted to say thank you for all the support on the second channel, Steve Ram Finance. More content coming your way. If you're interested in investing in crypto in the year 2022, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 different ones that you should take a look at, and when I think that things might start to increase and why for the crypto market. Also, if you're interested in real estate, stocks, starting businesses, check out that channel. More content coming that way to help out the subscribers. Also, here on this channel, if you could do me a quick favor, if you appreciate the updates, don't forget, smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Helps me out a ton. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments. Share this out if you think it could help out other people. If this is your first time here and you'd like to stay up to date, totally free to do so. All you got to do is hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, come join the Ram fam. And if you got any specific questions for me, I'm easy to get a hold of directly. All you got to do is hop onto Instagram, shoot me a DM at SteveRam3. But with that being said, you guys, let's go ahead and dive into this video footage so you can see it for yourself. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer announcing there is a deal, there is a handshake agreement that has been reached. There is $10 billion in additional pandemic vaccination and therapeutic spending that's going to be going out. However, they didn't get everything they want, and more is going to be on the way. Let's go ahead and take a look.
The quorum be dispensed with.
Without objection.
Now, on COVID. Yesterday afternoon, Mr. President, I announced that Senator Romney and I had reached an agreement for a $10 billion COVID supplemental appropriations package. It took many rounds of bipartisan talks, many days and nights and weekends of negotiations, but we've shaken hands on a compromise that the Senate can and should move forward very soon. I thank the senators on both sides of the aisle who participated in this, and Senators Burr and Blunt and Graham were involved with Senator Romney. Senator Coons gets a special shout out because of his fierce determination to work on getting an international thing done. Senator Murray as well was very helpful in our negotiations. The deal we announced yesterday has the support of Speaker Pelosi and President Biden, who urged Congress to work quickly to get a bill to his desk. We're going to work hard to get that done, and I hope my Republican colleagues will join us to move forward on this legislation. There's no reason why we shouldn't be able to get this funding passed. The administration needs it right now. And we all know that our country is in great need of replenishing our COVID health response funding. Putting in the work today to keep our nation prepared against new variants will make it less likely that we get caught off guard by a new variant down the line. So this is really essential to America's well-being. It's essential to getting back to normal. All those who decried we didn't get to normal quickly enough should be supportive of this legislation, because the longer we wait, the more difficult it will be when the next variant hits. This $10 billion COVID package will give the federal government and our citizens the tools we depend on to continue our economic recovery, to keep our schools open, keep American families safe. The package we agreed to will provide billions more for vaccines, more testing capacity, and essential, $5 billion for more life-saving therapeutics, arguably the greatest need right now for the country. These therapeutics are great drugs, but if we don't have them at the ready when the new variant hits, it will let the variant get its tentacles deeper into our society. But this money will go a long way to keeping our schools, our businesses, our churches, our communities running as normally as possible should a future variant rear its nasty head. Approving this package is simply the sensible, responsible, and necessary thing to do. Republicans and Democrats alike should now work together to make sure we can move this package through the chamber. Now, while this funding is absolutely necessary, it's far from perfect. I am deeply disappointed that some of our Republican friends could not agree to include $5 billion for global response efforts. I pushed them hard to include this international funding, as of course did Senator Coons and Senators Graham and Romney, because fighting COVID abroad is intrinsically connected to keeping Americans healthy at home. It's not just the right thing to do to help struggling nations, though we certainly have an obligation to help. It's also good for our country. So putting money overseas to prevent COVID from spreading here, because remember, every variant, all three variants that hit us started overseas and then came here. So that is not only humanitarian and the moral and right thing to do, but it's in our own self-interest. I know it sometimes sounds anomalous. Sending money overseas is in our interest. But with COVID, where it germinates and starts the new variants, inevitably overseas, and then comes to hurt us, is the right thing to do in our own self-interest, even if you had no humanitarian interest in doing it, which of course many of us do, have a great deal of humanitarian interest. If we don't help the developing nations of the world with vaccines and treatment, we leave ourselves seriously at risk for potential new variants. Omicron, after all, started in all likelihood in South Africa, where today less than a third of the population is vaccinated. It's thus my intention, is fully vaccinated. It's thus my intention for the Senate to consider a bipartisan international appropriations package that will include funding to address COVID-19, as well as other urgent priorities like aid for Ukraine and funding for global food security. I know that many on both sides, I mentioned the names earlier, are serious about reaching an agreement on this issue. Nevertheless, this week's agreement is carefully negotiated. We bent over backwards when our Republican colleagues did not want to accept certain kinds of pay-fors, which we thought were appropriate and had always been used. But we thought it was so important to get this done that we did that. And it's a very important step for keeping the country healthy and bringing life as close to normal in the future as we can, keeping it as close to normal as we can.
So there you have it, you guys. That was Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, and he's saying they're getting things done. Didn't get everything they wanted, but they're getting a few things through here that they were able to agree upon with bipartisan support. Now, I'll keep you up to date on that. And also, we're hearing Build Back Better is coming back into play. Stimulus checks are on the table for gas stimulus checks. And we're going to be seeing what other phases are going to be coming for stimulus provisions. As I mentioned, Memorial Day is the deadline. They said they got 56 days to get done with Build Back Better, and it's very likely that as we enter those midterm elections, more legislation is going to be coming out left and right. Now, there's going to be a lot of proposals. We will see what actually gets passed. I will keep you up to date. And also, there is still at Democrats' disposal a 2022 stimulus reconciliation bill that they could use as well. So I'll keep you up to date on everything, you guys, but that is the latest. And thank you so much for joining me. If you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget, take a quick second, smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Helps me out a ton. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments. Share this out if you think it's going to help out other people. If this is your first time here, come join the Ram fam. I'll keep you up to speed on everything going on. All you got to do, totally free, is smash that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. If you got any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3, and consider joining that second channel, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth and personal finance. But with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for joining me, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.